Right here is the suspect breaking into the car. This is what he stole out of the car after he broke into the car. Officer Taylor was the first to arrive on the scene, and he began checking the caller's vehicle. Officer Croucher, he arrived, I believe, second, and he spoke with Mrs. Plaza, who was in the white vehicle out front of the house. You'll hear that he asked her some questions if she saw anybody out there, but she purposely gave false answers to mislead the officers. And she said that people were down the road a little bit by a silver car, hoping that we would respond there immediately instead of staying where they were at to investigate. Our officers thought something was suspicious, and they stayed put, and they did more investigation at the scene of the vehicle break-in. As they were checking the vehicle in the surrounding area, the white male wearing all black clothing and a bandana covering half his face, he walked out from the backyard behind the house. Officer Taylor first spotted the suspect, known now as Terry, walking down the driveway, and he immediately began giving commands to Terry to put his hands up, and in a couple other directions he gave him about being tased. He also announced that he was from the police department, so he was identified. At the same time as Terry was walking, Officer Croucher observed a handgun in Terry's right hand and immediately began yelling, "Terry, drop the gun, drop the gun." At the same time, again, Officer Taylor deployed his taser, but it was ineffective, and the suspect, Terry, he took off running. Taylor engaged in a foot pursuit while other officers were converging from different locations, and you'll see on a different slide the officers did a great job spreading out and kind of encapsulating the whole entire area so he couldn't escape. During the foot chase, foot pursuit, Terry continuously brandished the gun in the direction of the pursuing officers, specifically Officer Reese in his direction. Just prior to Officer Taylor discharging his duty weapon, Terry was still brandishing the gun and begins to turn towards Officer Reese, who's immediately behind him. Officer Taylor fired 5 shots at Terry, neutralizing the imminent threat he posed to our officers and others in the area. Officers on scene secured Terry in handcuffs, so he no longer posed a threat. He was conscious. He was still able to move his hands, to move about. He still had all faculties about him, so he still posed a threat until he was secured. Terry was transported to Mercy Hospital and later transported to Cleveland Metro, where he was treated for multiple gunshot wounds. Since then, he's been released and currently in the county jail for aggravated robbery, felony 1, carrying concealed weapons, resisting arrest, and obstructing official business, and there's probably some other charges coming after the investigation is over. Sienna Plaza, she was charged and booked in the county jail on charges of complicity to aggravated robbery, which is also a felony 1. Again, the incident remains under investigation by the Lorain Police Department, and additional charges may be forthcoming. And as you all may recall at all my press conferences, it's imperative that we have transparency. So we don't do our own investigations. We call other departments to come in and do it, and they have total control of the investigation. We don't take part in it. We only do what they ask us to do and provide what information they asked us to provide when they ask it. So we don't get involved at all. Here is the gun that he was carrying, brandished, and then later dropped after he was shot by officer. This is an overall view of where everyone started from. Terry was actually back here initially, somewhere back here. We have no idea exactly where he was back here. But when Officer Taylor first spotted Terry, Terry was right here where the yellow dot is. Taylor was right here. Krauser was right here. Reese just arrived, and Sergeant Perkins just arrived. And Plaza's car, she was parked right here. Yep, and now you're going to see an animation of where everybody went until Terry was neutralized. So if you need to see this multiple times, just somebody again raise your hand so we can play it again, because it's kind of confusing the first time you watch it. So we want to make sure you have a clear view of what everyone was doing. See it again? Do it again.